Alright, so this is going to be a little different video than what I normally do based around point of sale technology. But I noticed before my surgery that there wasn't a lot of tips outside of what doctors and surgeons will tell you on their website. So I thought I'd put a little video together specifically to my experience recovering from mesh repair of a Spigelian and Inguinal Hernia. All right, so quick background, 54-year-old male, 175 pounds, 5 foot 10 tall. I am not a medical professional. I am just sharing my experience. So please don't take this as actual medical advice, just kind of a general suggestions. So there was the laproscopic mesh repair of a 5 centimeter, yeah, that's a 2-inch Spigelian hernia, and I did not note what size the other hernia was. It took two surgeons, I believe it was about 2 hours to complete the surgery, and it's been about 3 weeks since my procedure. Again, I am not a medical professional, so your experience it will vary, depending on your tolerance for pain and where the hernia is located. There's a lot of different factors, but I thought at least give you kind of my experience. So everyone asks about pain. So I was discharged really fast. I think I was in the recovery for not even an hour, and they were already anxious to get me out of there. So day one includes the day of the surgery. So day 1 through 5, prescription pain meds and bed rest with limited activity. I'd say it was about 25% capacity, um, meaning it was a lot of bed rest as well as, I was able to get up and eat and walk around the house, things like that. Um, One thing that was kind of weird about those pain meds is they definitely make you sleepy, but they don't really seem to do much for the pain. And again, that experience is probably going to vary from person to person. Uh, I was surprised that my appetite fully returned by day 3. So there goes the weight loss plan. And by day 6, I was off the prescription pain meds. Actually, I had a few extra, so that's always a good sign. I was taking some over the counter pain medication from day 6 through day 10. And I would say I was at about 50% capacity. Was able to drive, go grocery shopping, things like that. Uh, it varied throughout the day. I'd say my pain was about a level 2 to level 4. And again, it based on movement and time of day. It did get worse by the end of the day, or if I was doing certain things. And that's hard to explain, but certain movements, things like that, and I'll get into some of that in the tips and suggestions here. Um, and then by day 10, into day 10, and since then I've been off any sort of pain medication, whether it be over the counter or prescription. I'd say I'm about 75% capacity. Didn't have any issues going to see the surgeon for the post surgical appointment, grocery shopping, driving, getting together with family for the holidays, things like that. All right. And I'd say when I do have pain, it's become much more localized, like where the incision is. Maybe if I move a certain way, I'll feel certain pain, but it's more localized instead of over a more general area. And it's about a level 2 to level 4. All right, so here are my tips. First and foremost, no one told me that the pain medication can make you incontinent. Thankfully, that only lasted a day, but you might want to prepare for that. Everyone has different reactions to pain medication, and this is the first time that has happened to me. What I will say, gosh, do everything you can to avoid these following things: coughing, sneezing, shivering, and of course, lifting over 10 pounds. The sneezing caught me off guard. That happened on day 4, and I nearly went to the floor because that was such a sharp, extreme pain. Definitely level 8, level 9, stabbing, sharp pain. So definitely avoid sneezing, and the same avoid coughing. Um, Thankfully, that it went away fairly quickly within about 15-20 minutes. But just I wasn't aware of that could be an issue, so avoid that coughing, sneezing, shivering also. I had to turn the heat up in the house because just changing clothes for bed or things like that, or it that hurts. So there's some tips and suggestions for you. Continuing on, I had no issues with stairs. I did have issues with tight clothing, just the location of the incisions and where the mesh was put. As a male, don't wear jeans that just barely fit because the tightness really, really increases the pain. Good advice, eat light meals. You'll probably hear that from your surgeon as well. Space out light meals instead of having 2 or 3 heavier meals. Use that stool softener. And the other thing, if you're a stomach breather, before your surgery, get some physical therapy or some advice on how not to be. I'm glad that I had already been doing physical therapy for some back issues, which really helps because if you're having this type of surgery, trying to move those abdominal muscles is horrible. So if you can breathe through the proper way you're supposed to breathe through your chest, that will definitely, and diaphragm and all that will make life a lot easier. So really, after day 6, things got much better each day. There are some plateaus, and there is still some residual pain, but it's not enough to stop me from doing most of my day-to-day activities. Per my surgeon, he said, probably another, or overall, so another 4 weeks, and I'm 3 weeks into it, so about 6 to 7 weeks for full healing. And if you're looking for something to do during that time, I found it a good time to hop on and take out my iPad and reread the Bible. And they made it through the New Testament and then went back to the Old Testament, and I'm all the way to halfway through Second Chronicles. So find an activity to do, and it never hurts to spend some time rereading Scripture. So my thoughts are it definitely gets better. It will not be pleasant, but if you follow some of those tips and suggestions, hopefully that will make things a little bit easier for you. I hope this is helpful. If you have any prayer requests, please put them in the comments. If you have questions, you can put them, but again, I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not going to be handing out medical advice. I can only share what my personal experience was. And thanks for watching.